Welcome to Android App Addicts, episode number 50. At least I think it's 50. Is it 50, guys? 50 shows?
Yep, pretty sure.
Wow, it's almost a year. It wasn't until Cody Cooper called in for Linux for the rest of us to wish us 50th anniversary, late, of course, that I realized that around 50 shows is about a year worth of shows. We're going strong.
Where is Cody Cooper, by the way?
Where is he?
Yeah.
He's a brand new daddy, man.
Okay.
I guess
All right. I'll cut him some slack.
I guess he's doing brand new daddy stuff.
Yeah, congratulations to him.
Yes, congratulations,
Definitely.
Cody. Android App Addicts is a show where we bring Android apps to the table, and each person brings apps that they've used through the week, or they just newly discovered and love, or found something they think is horrible and wants to share that with everybody. And it's just usually from what I hear, people who listen to the show get some apps that they have not heard of before and can download and use and try out. So that's our goal. And we also talk about some Android news, new stuff, and new hardware a little bit. And if anybody has any new gadgets, they show them off and make me jealous. And that's how the show goes normally. Let me introduce the co-hosts. Door-to-Door Geek, Steve McLaughlin. What's up, Door?
Hey, man. I'm actually feeling a little bit vindicated.
How so?
Because I purchased an HP WebOS touchpad tablet, took it back about a week later, and like 4 days later, HP announced that they're basically not going to make any more mobile devices with WebOS on it.
Are you serious?
Just today, they pretty much said they're dumping it.
So they threw in the towel.
Yeah, after taking something with at least some promise in it, buying it, doing nothing with it for a year, putting it on underpowered hardware and making no changes to it, and then releasing it and not knowing why it's not doing good.
They deserve it.
Well, I said in Google Plus, when has HP done any software correct? Why start now?
Yeah. Very interesting. So let me ask, the people who have the WebOS tablets, are they able to convert to Android, or are they stuck with WebOS? They can't be stuck with WebOS.
I don't know of any hacks to put Android on it. It wouldn't shock me if there is, and it also wouldn't shock me if there's ways to put full-blown Linux on it. But it is a tablet with, I'm 99% sure, a 1 gigahertz processor and 512 megs of RAM, which is equivalent to a phone about a year old.
Yeah, but I'm not saying a hack. I'm saying, is HP going to recognize that they sold all this hardware for OS that is basically dead and dying and dead, and are they going to do anything about it for the people? I don't know.
I can't picture them doing the right thing.
Okay. Also, thanks, Dor. Also joining us, Tim Kelly from timscomputerfix.com. What's up, Tim?
Yeah, hello. I mean, after that piece of junk you showed us last week, Dor, I really am not surprised at the announcement of that, honestly. But congratulations on your new device.
What did you get, Dor? Did you tell everybody?
No, that's right. I don't think you did.
You want to hold on to it as a surprise?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah. Because I have important news.
Oh.
Also joining us, Sean Johnson, SJ Geek 89 on Twitter. SJ Geek in the Podnutz forums. He's on Google Plus. And where else are you, Sean?
Well, I'm at. That's about it. That's about it.
That's what I thought. Thanks for joining us, man. What's going on?
Nothing. My name's Sean, and I'm a Ramaholic.
Ooh, that's. We know before you had us thinking that maybe we should intervene, but now that you admit it, I mean that's the first step.
Yeah, I got stories for later on. So.
Okay, good. Well, then let me also introduce Jose Cazada from ComputerDoctor.com. That's computer spelled with a Q and no U after it.
Yeah. Hi, guys. How are you? How's everybody out there? I'm missing in action here for a while, but I'm back.
It's good to have you back, man. It's been a while.
Thank you. Yeah, it has been. At least 4 months, probably.
Yeah. We're doing good. Well, hope you have some cool new stuff. You had enough time to amass some things.
Actually, no. only a couple of apps. That's it.
That's all right. It's good enough. It's usually better.
I have something in the eyeglass right now. It's just waiting and waiting, but it's not out yet. So as soon as it does come out, I'm ready for it.
Really? It's not the Acer Icona tab, is it?
No.
Okay, just checking.
It's the 8.9. I really want that one. That's nice.
Alrighty. Jose, why don't you start us off for this week?
All right, we're doing one at a time, right?
Yeah, we do one at a time. We'll spin around.
Okay, well, let me put the link for the first one here in the chat. Basically, the first one that I have, it's an app called Just Pictures. It's basically just what it says. It's an app, for viewing your pictures, and it has a lot of cool features because it could upload to Twitter, Facebook, Flickr, Smug, whatever, all the basically all the photo sharing services, including Google Picasa and all that. And it has a very nice interface. I don't think I have it. I don't have it ready to go here, but I'll just let you take my word for it from the the screenshots that they have on there, because I don't think I have any appropriate albums either that I can show here on the tablet. But when I found it, I was specifically looking for something to sync with Picasa, and that was what I was really looking for. And in this one, I really like the interface, especially in the Galaxy Tab, which I'm still way back in the past here with the Galaxy Tab. But it has a really nice interface, and when you're going through your pictures and everything, the UI and the flow and everything of the pictures is just really smooth, and I really, really liked it. And like I said, you can also do batch uploading to Facebook, Picasa, Flickr, and all the photo sharing services. So it's kind of cool because instead of having to go through, like maybe Dropbox or whatever you guys normally use, you can upload them directly to all those services and do it all at once if you want.
Awesome, man. That looks.
Gotcha.
I love nice, clean apps that just do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, you know what? The reason why I usually just kind of bring apps that look pretty good on the tab, because on the phones, well, pretty much they all look the same on all the phones. But when you try to bring it up to the size of a tablet, especially if it's not made for Honeycomb, it looks a little. Sometimes they don't look as good, But this particular one, I really like the way it looks and feels on the tablet here, even though it's a single core processor here.
Yeah, it's still a good device. I still love that device.
Yeah.
I still do too. I mean, I'm gonna sell it, whenever I'm getting ready to get the other one, but I'm still not ready to let it go. I do love it. I just want a little bit bigger for the mostly for the PDF reading on it. That's the only thing that I miss a little bit.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I have had this app for just a little bit, and I got to say, he did nail it. The flow of the app, the look and feel of the app, and the ability to post it to all these different services, to me, makes this maybe the best picture browsing app
In the universe?
maybe. Could be.
Awesome. Cool, Jose. Thanks. Anybody got anything else on Just Pictures? All right, let's go over to Timster. Oh no, Timster! I have the red internet bar of death on Skype, but it just went away. Just went away. So go for it.
No, really, no, not again. Yeah, you're right. I see it too. No, I just want to say that I have ROMmed my phone to the pre-rooted Gingerbread. So I have Gingerbread rooted now on my Droid X2, and Gingerbread is something that's not supposed to have a root, but I will say, okay, so it's not really that big of a difference from regular Gingerbread, and you can run rooted apps. But here's my big problem, and here's the situation that I'm facing right now. My wireless tether I'm having issues.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm having wireless tether issues. So it's really so easy to SBF, and that means like get an SBF file that it's like stock for your phone. Like in my case it was Froyo. So I was able to take. Last week I said I took the over-the-air update, and I couldn't root it because Gingerbread has no root.
Right.
You cannot root Gingerbread.
Right.
So basically, I took an SBF file that took me back to 2.2.2, which is Froyo, and it's just so easy to do on the Droid X2. Really simple. Probably on the Droid X also, but on most phones. So I just SBF back to 2.2.2, and then I ROMmed to the pre-rooted Gingerbread.
Why did you do that? So you could have wireless tether?
Well, yeah, and plus, well, I'm just experimenting. I mean, honestly, I loved how Froyo ran on the X2, the dual core.
Yeah.
It was just fast, rock solid. I really had no problems with it. You know what? The only problem, I take that back. I did have one problem with it, and that was like when I was listening to any audio through my headset. I couldn't adjust the sound with the rocker arm unless the screen was unlocked, and there was no app around or no workaround for that. When Gingerbread came out, it changed that. So if that's your only complaint, man, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the thing's been like fast, rock solid. I mean, I was able to do my wireless tether like it's nothing. It roots in 2 clicks. So Gingerbread came out. I'm like, yeah, let's try that. And now I did the rooted Gingerbread thinking I could hit my Wi-Fi, and I hit my Wi-Fi, and problems. There is a flash that you can a flash update that you can flash to as a workaround. I tried that. As of now, my recovery did not accept it, so I'm not really sure what's up with that. And it might have been a bad download on my part, but that's the latest. I also lost 500 points on my benchmark scores on.
That's more important.
Damn.
Well, yeah, I guess. No, I mean,
it is for Thursday night. For Thursday night,
Yeah.
it is.
Thursday night, it's important.
What was that benchmark called, fellas? What were we using?
Quadrant
Which one?
standard.
Quadrant?
Quadrant. Yeah, that's the wrong to be using anyways for a dual core. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated, but as it stands right now, I mean, Gingerbread runs really well. It looks good. I like Froyo better so far, and until I get my my wireless tether working, I mean, I definitely like Froyo better. So there's a few other ROMs available for the Droid X2, but I'll keep you guys posted on my findings.
Yeah, let us know. Well, we'd like to know how that phone could run even better. That would be cool.
Yeah. I'll say in my experience, Timster, Team Black Hat's pre-rooted Gingerbread also came with Moto Blur garbage, which when the split second I tried to tether, data went off. I couldn't do any data, anything on the phone anywhere. And then when I opened my browser, it redirected me to a Verizon page offering me the ability to pay for tethering.
Oh, it's so nice of them.
Yeah.
Right.
This is
by Team Black Hat.
Right. Yeah, it is Team Black Hat. Supposedly the latest version that they had here, and then the flash for the tether supposedly is the workaround for that, but it hasn't worked for me yet.
Yeah, it didn't work for me. I found, and to be honest, I found Froyo to be more stable on my old Droid X. So I'm happily on Froyo, I guess I can say.
I guess I'm unknowingly happy on Froyo because I'm stable right now. All right. Well, thank you, Timster, for the update.
Yep.
Hey, Timster.
Yes.
Are you able to like USB tether, or did you not try that?
Good question. No, I did not try that. I was trying
doing that, and the Bluetooth should work fine.
Oh, with the Bluetooth, yeah. No, I haven't tried that. But,
there you go. Something to try.
Yep.
Sean, what do you got for us this week?
Okay. I'm not sure if I talked about it on a show, one of my first couple times on, but I know I think I talked to you guys after a show about it. Basically, my wife, when she got her phone number was previously, I'm pretty convinced it was like a drug dealer or something, because she gets some crazy text messages, and this guy keeps giving out his, my wife's phone number is his phone number. So I came across this app tonight, actually, earlier today on Lifehacker. It's called, what is it called here? It is Call Filter. And I tested it out, and it seems to work pretty good. There's a free version which only does you can block phone calls, and then there's a paid version. I think it's like 350 maybe, and that'll block phone calls and SMS. And they even tell you on the marketplace, try the free one first before you buy it.
Is this from Telemarks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. And they tell you to try the free one first. Make sure it works before you purchase it, which I thought was, pretty cool that they would tell you that, because
Sure.
they're basically saying some phones it may not work, so don't spend the money.
Right.
But it worked, and basically you can block any phone call that is not in your contacts, or you can tell it specific phone numbers to call.
Really?
So, yeah. So I mean, as far as not in your contacts, that one's a little. I feel a little touchy, because you never know. Like, I have kids, and let's say I don't have the school's phone number in my contacts, and they have to
Right,
call.
right.
So I don't like that, but I like the fact what I did was I called from my home, and then after I hung up, you can say block last phone call, and then it tells you to test that. So that I block my home number, and then I called back. It doesn't ring, but then it goes to voicemail. So then after that, they tell you you can check another spot in there where it'll tell you to basically, when it connects, to hang up, so it doesn't go to your voicemail. I did get a little notification that there was a phone call made, but it doesn't ring. It doesn't fill up your voicemail. So I mean, I liked it. I know there's tons of them out there, but
No, I always love apps like that. Sean, what is your carrier?
Verizon.
Verizon? Well, keep in mind too, I had a something like that also. You can go into your account and you can block specific numbers online. You can,
Okay.
You can assign different numbers. I think it's up to 10 different numbers that you can block. So, but yeah, I mean, the app, I always love apps like that. I mean, they're great. I mean, they add functionality to just the basic, phone dialing, phone that you have. But I would like to also add that Mr. Phone, what is it, Mr.
Number.
That's it. Yeah, I need to add that on top of what you're saying, Sean, because that would add even more functionality to that app, I think.
Okay. Well, yeah, like I said, I just saw this tonight, and I thought, wow, this is as far as a call. And she pretty much mostly actually gets text messages. So for her,
Why is this guy still giving out the number?
I don't know. Someone had called, and she tries to be nice only because she doesn't want to piss him off, because
Right.
then she doesn't want someone pranking her, all that. So she tries to be
right.
nice. And someone had said, oh, this is his number on Facebook. So usually they don't call back, but let's say you get a lot of text messages. Well, the school's not going to text message me. They're going to call.
Right.
So she could set it up to just block all text messages from, non-contact people. So, I mean, I think it's like $350 for the paid version, but to alleviate that kind of annoyance,
Oh, big time. Worth it.
it's worth it. So, yeah, that's my first one.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah, if you're getting calls from different numbers, yeah, I could see your dilemma.
Sean, does it even register in the phone at all that these people called? I mean, is it in the history?
Yeah, it shows up in her call history. I would assume. I never looked. I don't like her phone. So
So the phone receives. So the phone receives it and then instantly blocks it. So technically they still got through, but not enough to annoy you.
Right,
I
with
gotcha.
this, yeah, it'll say that. So if they were to call again, so I guess for my wife's purpose, I'd have to do the paid version and use a text message, and just block all non-contact.
No, what I'm saying, it still shows up in your phone, paid or non-paid, that they called. Probably.
In the
Yeah,
ball.
when
Okay.
when I tested it, a little thing came up and it said, "Do you want to
Okay.
something?" So
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right. Cool. Awesome. Anything else on call filter? All right, Dora, what do you got for us this week?
Okay, well, the first app I wanted to talk about is not a positive app. In previous weeks you said love, hate, all that kind of stuff. And I really am calling this app out, and I want to see how you guys feel about it, okay? Firefox mobile version, and I can say I had it on my Nokia N810 running Mamo Linux, and now I have it on my Android device. In both instances, in my opinion, it completely and utterly sucks. There's no Flash support. The nature of the application conflicts with the nature of Android. Like in previous versions, they just fixed this. You couldn't hold down on a text box and change your input type. There was little things like that where basically they were breaking how Android was working because they wanted to do their own kind of thing in their browser. Right. And I understand why. So they could write it once and have it run on multiple platforms. I understand. But it doesn't even support Flash. What is the use of having a browser on your device if it doesn't support Flash? Just get an iPhone.
Well, what do they think? They might be thinking that Apple made enough of a dent that people aren't using Flash that maybe they could get away with a browser that doesn't support Flash.
I don't know if it's that or if they're just, well, it's coming. It's coming.
I got you.
Well, it's coming kind of attitude, which I don't care about coming. This mobile version for Android has been around for just about, to be quite honest, a year. I know it's every bit of 8-9 months, and they still don't even have Flash. Now, I hate Flash. Everybody knows I hate Flash. But once in a while, when I get a video of a guy getting kicked in the crotch on my device, I want to watch it.
Of course. Of course. That's what they're here for.
Do any of you guys ever use Firefox on your mobile device? And if you tried it, what do you guys think?
Guys?
I never
you know
used
what?
it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think I had it on there briefly, and then I took it right off, and I used Dolphin as my alternate browser.
I wouldn't dare try. I don't know of anybody that would recommend me using Firefox on my portable devices, and I don't really like Firefox on my desktop, so I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't even put it on. But Jose, what were you going to say about it?
I tried it. I haven't tried it extensively, so I can't say that I have like a lot of experience using it and everything. But what I did like about it, the only thing I probably did like about it that I tried was that you can sync, your bookmarks, and you can sync your open tabs on your desktop or whatever. So, if I have, let's say, 5 or 6 tabs open on my desktop, I can open up, Firefox on the mobile device and just say computer tabs, and then it'll open automatically all the tabs that I have open on the computer.
Oh.
Of course, you have to set up the sync and everything first.
Right.
So that was kind of cool. But the thing that I also didn't like about it, that I noticed, that the text on Firefox, like especially when you look at web pages with a lot of text and it's little, it's not as readable as it is on the stock browser either. It's like very, very hard to read unless you zoom it up a lot.
How could they botch us up so bad?
I don't understand, because to be honest, I have Firefox installed on all my computers. It's not my primary go-to. I respect it immensely, but I don't use it. I love the syncing feature. I love the fact that, why is it they can allow me to install an extension on the Firefox mobile version and not require a reboot, yet on my desktop, I have to restart my browser. That's a little annoying. And I will say he's right. They do something, some aliasing, some funky thing with the text where it almost looks like the text is like wavy and almost too close to together until you zoom in almost too far.
That's weird. Well, it's good to know. I won't be using that browser. Anybody else have anything on Firefox, mobile Firefox? All right, back to Jose. Thank you.
All right, my second app, it's let me put the link here in the chat. I had it ready. It's called SOS by the Red Cross and Dr. Oz. I'm not a fan of Dr. Oz, but anyway, this app right here, apparently what I haven't had the opportunity to use it, which is good, I guess, because it basically walks you through the steps. I am certified for, CPR and first aid and everything because of work, but this one right here, it walks you through the steps. Like if you have like a situation, it starts asking you, is the person breathing? Is the person conscious? And it's a pretty good step by step, because sometimes, when you're in the middle of an emergency, you might not remember, what you should be doing and everything, and you might just act on impulse or whatever. So even though the first aid and all that, it might be a pretty handy thing, and especially for somebody who doesn't have any idea of, first aid and CPR.
Wow.
Right.
It might be better to know something than nothing at all. And like
Absolutely.
I said, it has 30 or more different situations, including broken bones and, of course, heart attack and all that. So
This is an awesome app.
it is, huh?
I really think
Look at the big buttons. I mean, if you were in an emergency situation, you were panicking. I mean, the last thing you want to do is try to thumb through little buttons and little text. I mean, big buttons, nice big pictures. What are you gonna
And
do?
it also has
You're
a
in
bunch of
emergency,
videos too for certain situations.
Right. And it even shows you the location of the closest hospital if it's like not severe, but you should go to the ER.
Right. Awesomeness. I like it, man. That's a beautiful app. Because I don't know any of that stuff, and I would just call 911 immediately. But maybe there's some. I mean, of course, you're still going to call 911, but maybe there's something you could do to help. That's a great app. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just in case of a zombie apocalypse, I'm installing this app.
Anything else on SOS?
I like it just because that's one of those apps that, if I'm just sitting around, I'll just kind of, flip through it and study. And then, maybe it'll come in handy. I think if a situation happened, I would probably panic, and my phone, I wouldn't even think of it. But just like those, you see those like survival kit apps and stuff for, how to do this and that.
Yeah.
I like them just because you can go through them and kind of get, a little mindset of how you would handle a situation. So I like it. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, even if you just read it when you're not in the emergency, you'll have the knowledge. I mean, it's not like you'll have the knowledge one way or the other. Maybe you didn't drill it, but at least you have the knowledge. This cat, yeah.
Yeah, I'm laughing at the cat.
Yeah, she's just now she never used to do this while I was doing a show, but now she just doesn't care. She does not respect the show. All right. Who is next? Was it Tim?
Me.
Okay,
yes.
Timster, what do you got?
Yeah, well, I didn't mention an app before, but I think with me rooting my phone and ROMing it, you would have to give props to the developers of the recovery app that's built in the recovery flash that's built that you can download in Flash for the Droid X2.
Okay.
But oh man, check this out! I ran across this awesome app.
Just for Droid X2.
No. See, God, there you guys go again.
No, it's
Always
just for Tegra 2.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right.
There you go again. See, you learned last time putting words in my mouth. No. I mean, anybody that owns a business who's running Google AdWords, who likes to keep track of their AdWords, guys, everybody, for Android, it's freaking Google Analytics, man, and it's freaking awesome.
Google Analytics for Android?
Google Analytics for Android, and it works really well. You can get your daily analytic. You can get your weekly. Let's see if I can load mine up here real quick. It's an application for visualizing Google Analytics data near real-time hourly view, and it's got visualizations.
Wait a minute. This is definitely a cool app, but it's not made by Google. It's Analytics with an X, so it interfaces with Google Analytics.
Oh.
Yeah, it interfaces with Google Analytics.
But my question is, because I haven't used Google Analytics for a while. Google Analytics used to be, it would refresh every 24 hours. Did they change that so now it refreshes like almost in real time, or?
Yes.
It does? Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
Ooh.
Absolutely, it does, yeah.
Sweet. Oh, awesome.
Wow.
This is great.
So if you take a look at those screenshots there on the link that I posted, it does give you a pretty in-depth graph of what's going on with the traffic that's coming through to your website.
Very
And-
cool. Oops, I'm going to my notes there.
And it's
It's got
still,
really
you
good
know,
ratings.
it's still into, I think it's still beta. Well, there's a paid version too. I'm not sure.
The Pro is
Wow.
a Pro is $143.
Which ain't nothing.
That
Yeah.
ain't nothing.
But I was checking it against, you know, my site, and man, I'm impressed. It's really easy to read, loads really quick.
Yeah, it looks great.
You know, what else can you ask for?
So where's most
Good
of your
find.
traffic coming from?
Most of my traffic is coming from the tech site builder.
Really? Great.
Yep.
Great.
Yep. No, don't be surprised.
That's seriously not why I asked. I was just curious.
Yes, most of my traffic is coming from the tech site builder because the tech site builder is awesome, and because I'm a testimonial on the tech site builder site. So
Thank you, Tim. Thank you.
yes, Google juice thanks to podnutz. Thank you.
Sure. Anytime. All right, analytics. Guys, check it out. Tim, do you have the free version or paid version installed?
I got the free version at the moment.
What does the pro version offer? Do you know the difference?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's still fresh on my phone, so I haven't quite figured that out yet.
Cool. I like this one. Yeah, it did get awesome reviews.
Yeah.
Anything else in analytics, guys?
Nope.
I like it. I like it.
All right. Over to Sean.
Okay. This app was I was in search of something. I actually left a voicemail on Linux for the rest of us. I wanted something where my son, he's 9, could send me a text message on my phone. Obviously, he doesn't have his own phone. My wife and I don't let him use our phones. So, I didn't want a browser base, and I did want to use Linux because my computer in the basement is a Linux box. But I was just having a really hard time finding anything that I know he could. I needed it to be easy for him. So this is an app that I actually used when I had an iPod Touch when I couldn't, I had to text over Wi-Fi. And it's called Text Free by Pinger. And it's nice because I don't need another SMS app on my phone. I have the stock, but for him, so I could start the account, put the app on my phone, and then he can go in the browser and actually use text free. I forget what the browser location is, and then he can text it to me.
So it's a browser app for a PC or a desktop or a computer.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
that and an app for Android, iOS, all the whole gamut, I think. But
I
so
see.
the nice thing is all when you first load it on your phone, not only that's it. Not only will I get his text messages from his text-free account, and I set up my own text-free account, but then anybody else that texts me will go through there. Now, I don't like that, but there's an option to say, don't. I forget how they word it, but basically, don't route native text messages through here. Use the normal Android stock messaging app. So I still
go ahead. I'm sorry.
well, you still get a notification, and it's separate, just because it makes it easier for him. He's 9,
Sure.
so
So if he sends a text through text free on your phone, will it look like a normal text, or does it come through a text free app or something?
it looks just like a normal text.
A normal
I mean,
text?
he could even send it to my normal, SMS
phone number.
or messaging. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But I just started an account because it makes it easier.
Yeah.
I can keep it separate
That's awesome.
for him.
We did
so-
read this on Linux for the rest of us this week. I can't remember what we said though.
It wasn't this good, but no.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to keep it simple only for the fact, and I really didn't want to go browser based, just because,
Right.
not that I don't trust him, I don't trust the internet. All he has to do is click, and I'm on Linux, I'm not worried about an infection, but the only thing I found that was easy for him to use, that was a desktop application, was Google Talk, but I don't know, maybe Door can figure it out, but I couldn't get it to work on Linux. It even says the desktop version is only for Windows. So I tried it in Wine and it loaded, but then every time I would try to open the application, it would fault. So I went with this, and I have a desktop icon shortcut. He just clicks it, boom, and it goes right into my text free. So
this just works great then.
Oh yeah, and it's nice. You know, I'm at work and I get a little, "Hey Dad, how's your day? Day going?"
Damn, you got a nice son.
Yeah, I mean, after a while, it got okay. All right, you got to stop because it. But it is, it put a definite smile on my face to get a text from him when I'm in the midst of. I work in a factory, so it's not like the most pleasant place. So yeah, this works great.
It's a killer
as
app.
An alternative.
Check it out. Text free. It's at pinger.com. You guys have anything on this?
Two quickie, Sean. When you get the text message, what does it appear to be from? An actual phone number?
You do get a phone number, yeah. When you sign up with the account, it'll ask you for your zip code, and then it'll give you available numbers in your zip code.
Neat.
So you actually get your own phone number
for free.
Yeah, and all the texting. I mean, you can do send pictures. I think you can send video, but it's all free. And I know this is Android, but I know right now they don't have it available. But on the iOS version, I know that you can pay really cheap, and you can make calls through it through Wi-Fi. So I don't know if they're going to do that eventually for Android or not.
Right. Well, I think the really cool thing then is if it gives you a static number, you can go into your plan settings sometimes and say, I want unlimited access to that friends and family type phone number. So he can go buck wild. You might ask him to slow down, but he can go buck wild.
Right. Yeah. If you don't have unlimited text, I have an unlimited text. But yeah, if you're limited.
Well, yeah, I have unlimited air quotes within my circle, within the network. If I get 1,000 text messages from Twitter, I get charged Monet.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely not as popular as the Door, so I don't have to worry about ever reaching any kind of limit.
Well, it was Twitter. I had the wrong thing set. And now real quick, I do have a super cool app for your Linux desktop to make the web page feel like a desktop application without an address bar, without a back button, without anything on the top where he can go someplace else. It's an application called Prism. Prism. What you basically do is you install it, then you create a shortcut, Prism space www.pinger.com. When he clicks it, a isolated window pops up with a minimize, maximize, close button, and nothing else except for the content of that web page. It's start.
Yeah, I'll check that out, because actually the one complaint I do have with the desktop side of it is I haven't noticed a way to clean up text. If you follow me, the conversations we've had the past 2 days are still there. I haven't found a way to actually clean that up.
I see.
So, but he's not on it all the time.
Right.
He doesn't care.
Let's all text Sean at work each day and see how his day's going.
It'd be great.
Be like, guys, you gotta cut it out, guys. Come on, I'm trying to work.
Yeah, let's test that app out, Sean.
All right.
Hey, I want to share something about something similar to what Sean said, but it's not exactly the same thing. But I've been I got a girlfriend about 4 months ago. I've been single for like 6 years, so I finally got a girlfriend. And
all right, Jose. Awesome.
Oh, thank you. That's another reason why
I'm putting that in the show notes.
But congratulations. No, but well, the bottom line is that we've been texting a lot and everything, and no matter how much I like Swipe or I like Swift Key X and whatever other keyboards, it doesn't compare to me. It doesn't compare to a physical keyboard. I've always been a physical keyboard kind of guy, So out of my last 5 phones, 4 of them have had a keyboard, and all of them have been HTC, all 5 of them, starting with the T-Mobile MDA. That was the first one with a keyboard that I got. And so basically what I did, I went out and I bought this, just for texting, which is the, I don't know if you recognize it, is the Epic, right, with a keyboard. So now what I had to figure out, because I'm not ready yet, I'm not ready to let go of this one, which is the Evo, of course. So I'm like, okay, so how am I going to do this, to be able to text and everything with a keyboard on this one, but without having to, activate this one and let go of my Evo? Because there is some things about the Evo that I like, especially the big screen, but the keyboard, of course, it's on this one. So what I did, many of you probably already know that we got Google Voice integration with Sprint, right? So you can actually, you can transfer your phone number to be your Sprint phone number to Google Voice, or you can transfer your Google Voice number to be your Sprint number, and then it'll be all combined. So I started thinking about this. I played around with Desk SMS and some other SMS messaging apps that you can, you can use through the web to synchronize your messaging and all that. But none of them were like, there was too much overlapping or repetition or whatever when you went to the computer and try to do it on the browser, or when you went to this phone and try to use the app. So what I ended up doing was putting my Sprint number to be my Google Voice number. And then I'm just basically, I installed Google Voice on the Epic, and I'm telling it that this phone is my phone number that's the same as my Evo. And I get the text messages both on the web on Google Voice and on both phones.
Really? That's clever, man.
And you know what else is cool? That the text messages, I used to have a lot of problems with text messages not getting delivered or sent sometimes. Like you would, why didn't you reply? I was like, I already did. Or I never got it. Or, whatever. So now with the Google Voice integration and all that stuff, I have not noticed any messages missing in the last, I would say, week and a half or 2. And the text messages get here faster than the regular text messaging app.
Really?
I mean, a little bit faster, maybe a couple of seconds at the most, but hey, it works. It's awesome.
Definitely.
No,
Yeah.
I hang my hat on Google Voice, the voicemail part of Google Voice. I have abandoned the phone, the actual, outgoing phone or incoming calls, I guess you could call it. I guess, substituting Google Voice in place of your, carrier's number or whatever. I guess that's the best way to put it. Let us know, Jose, on that, because there's been issues with that in the past, and I've been kind of scared to go back to it.
You and Steve D both had them, right, Tim?
Yeah, I definitely had issues with that. I mean, the voicemail is awesome for Google Voice. It's really great. But I'm still reluctant to go to substituting my phone number and having it how would you call it, direct, using the Google Voice app for that.
Right.
So let us know, Jose.
Yeah. The reason I actually stopped using the carrier's voicemail app is because one of the ROMs that I flashed, I actually had a problem with the voicemail app, and it didn't give me my voicemails anymore. Like if something someday got transferred over to Google Voice and I'm never able to get that was before I even did the the switch over to the number and all that, and I couldn't get my voice messages through that. So the only reason I was able to get them is through Google Voice, and I just said I might as well just transfer it over. And I have until I think November 8th. They give you 3 months, to make it permanent or switch back to the way you were. So I'm gonna try it out, and yeah, if I run into problems, I'll let you know. But I have heard of them.
Now, let me get this straight too. Also, Jose, you bought an Epic just to text?
Yeah, but it's $140. I bought it used, and it's in pretty good shape. And everybody tells me, man, you got a pretty expensive texting machine there. But
so you gotta carry it around with your phone then too, right?
And I have to be running wireless tether all the time because this one doesn't have service, so I'm tethering off of my Evo all the time. And I'm in to use it when I'm here at home and I'm texting like 100 texts per hour or whatever, or 1,000 texts per hour. And I don't use it too much, like especially when I'm at work. I can't really be texting anyway, so I just use it here and use my Wi-Fi most of the time.
I see.
Yeah, that would stink to use on-screen keyboard for that many texts.
I don't know, man. But Jose, did you try better? Did you try better keyboard?
There he goes.
No, because to me, I know you said that the keys are bigger and everything, right? But I just hate on-screen keyboards. I mean, I just hate them.
Try it. Load it up on your Evo and just try it. Just humor me for 1 minute and try it, and you'll like it. I guarantee.
I'm gonna try it out. I promise.
All right.
Door has something to say.
Yes, Door.
Jose, you do know you could have bought like $40 Bluetooth standalone keyboard, right?
No, because I already have one, and unfortunately, HTC and all their ROMs, and I've even tried it with Cyanogen and everything, and nothing works with the Evo with the Bluetooth keyboard. Well, not the one I bought. I don't have it. I'll have to move the mic and everything right now. It's a little tiny Bluetooth keyboard, maybe about as big as the Evo, but it just doesn't work. As soon as you try to pair it, it doesn't pair. I tried using that app, Blue Input. It doesn't work with it, and it came with that app too. So that was my first option, but it doesn't work with the Evo.
Thank you for telling me that, because I was looking at them constantly.
And I've tried a lot of different ROMs, and every time I loaded a ROM, that was the first thing I tried. Let me try the Bluetooth keyboard. Nope.
Damn.
Well, it isn't the ROM, it's the Bluetooth chipset on the device. I was reading up on this because I was looking at buying one. I saw really only two types. There were the ones that were almost a rectangle with the keys all vertical. And then I saw one that was more rectangle that had a little touchpad off to the side.
Yeah.
Can I ask, which one did you get?
Just the one with a rectangle. The little rectangle one. Let me see if I can get it out while you guys are talking here.
Yeah, that one, it says on one of the pages on Amazon, because it's the same thing rebranded like 20 different ways.
Yeah.
Towards the bottom, it says works with iPhone, iPad, BlackBerry, this and this and this and this and this, and like 4 or 5 things. And then down at the bottom, it says works, and it only listed like 2 Android devices. And they wouldn't say why, but I have to believe it's the chip. It's the Bluetooth chip itself, the technology that it's using. Because A4DP, I think it's called, is the stereo Bluetooth headphone technology. Old iCrap doesn't support that. New Android phones do support it. It's a different chip. So that's the only differentiating feature I can put my finger at.
Yeah, this is the one I got. Look, I have the actual keyboard in the other room, but this is the one. It's black, actually. It's
Do
not
you like
silver.
it?
It feels nice and everything, but too bad I can't use it. And we did try it with some guys that work on the iPhone, and it does work with the iPhone. And Dory, you're my favorite podnutzian because you're the only one that hates Apple as much as I do.
Why don't you guys start your own anti-Apple show?
I was thinking about that, but there's a lot of them already.
Okay. All right. Who's next? That was your thing, right? You were there? No?
That was Sean.
Oh, that's right. Jose, you're up. Unless that was your thing.
No, it was Door's turn because
Door's up.
Oh,
yeah.
Door, you're up. Sorry.
Oh, hey, Steve. How you doing?
Sorry.
Well, see, I don't think we could do a Apple hater show because we'd have too many people come out to the live show. But speaking of live shows, if you're not busy Monday nights, or you just get through watching the Brochachos, which I believe starts at 9 and ends at 10.
They're not on Mondays anymore.
Oh, there you go.
They're on Fridays.
If you're open Monday nights and you want to catch a live show, Gadget Wisdom, check your postings. Android Buffet now streams live every Monday night. If you follow Jerry Jones on Google Plus, JEREJONES. Follow him live. He'll let you know when the show is going to be posted live. He asks people to spread the word, so I'm spreading the word.
Good for you. That's very nice of you.
Well, they're good. They're a bunch of good guys.
I have to say, I haven't listened in a while. Not for any particular reason. But how are they doing these days? Is it still going strong?
They're still doing good, even though one of them really supports Windows. He's a Windows weenie. Hello, Jerry. They had a Pat Archibald on. He was a really good guest to have on, in my opinion. They're doing really good. I still haven't caught the flying bathtubs cast. It's only because I don't have time.
I don't even know what that is.
But they're doing good. It's a flying bathtub cast.
Okay. Sounds pretty awesome, I guess.
Exactly.
What's your app, dude?
Okay. The app I wanted to mention is Google Reader. For months, I loved G Reader. I used G Reader. I promoted G Reader. I liked the feel of G Reader. It was kind of like Google Reader, but to me, the buttons were a little bit more in intuitive placement on the screen. I just found the app to me to be easier to use, but I'm using Google Reader.
Plain old Google Reader.
Plain old Google Reader. And there's a reason why. G Reader, I had on 2 devices. It would say I had 100 unread. I would read 20. It would then go down to 80. My second device would never go down to 80. It would constantly say 100.
Uh-huh.
And this is the second device. It is a Dell Streak 7-inch tablet. Tegra 2 processor, gig of RAM, micro SD slot. Thanks to Eric, who works with Liam. I can't remember his last name.
Salse. He's going to be on tonight. Nuts at Night.
Salse. Thanks to him, he and me kind of worked as a team. He kept my head straight because I was in a fever, itchy, scratchy, panicky pitch of doing something to the phone, to the device. He sent me to the right links, the right pages to get this thing properly ROMmed with a utterly stable Honeycomb. With that said, I don't know if I'm going to keep Honeycomb, but it's cool. The thing I don't...
Little flippers. Yeah,
there's a little, like, that's their hook for the widgets now are like interactive widgets. I don't know if I'm going to keep Honeycomb though, because certain apps don't work correctly with it because they're geared for Froyo gingerbread kind of thing. I like having apps on both devices and having them feel identical. So I might go back. I'm not sure yet.
What's the name of the Honeycomb ROM?
Streak Droid. And I gotta say, it has one of the best startup animations I think I've ever seen here. It only takes a second for this thing to shut down, unlike my single processor phone over there.
Hey, some of us still like our single processor phones.
Dude, that device looks awesome.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love my phone. There's still certain tasks I find to be easier on the phone, but I also went with a 7-inch tablet because 10-inch, too unwieldy, too hard to, felt like I was going to drop, too hard to carry around. I really just was not a fan of the 10-inch form factor. I'm really liking the 7-inch form factor.
Okay.
Well, then you're going to really love, and you need to go to, and have you been there yet, the Tegra 2 zone?
Yeah, and everything there costs money, so.
Yeah. So not everything. There's a couple apps that are free to take advantage.
Yeah. I downloaded a couple.
Give me a break, man.
I downloaded a couple of them. I don't have to. It's a ROM. It's rooted from the get-go. And when I bought it,
I didn't say that, dude. I'm just saying take advantage of the freaking NVIDIA, graphics and the games that they have programmed for that particular chipset.
Oh, I do. I have about 3 games right there that take pretty good advantage of the processor, I'll say. Okay. One of them I think was in the Tegra zone, but only one of them.
Okay.
I saw the Acer Icona tab at Walmart today. Is that good? Right. Getting good reviews?
That's getting pretty good reviews, but again, I believe that one also battery life at the most 5 hours. The most people are saying they're getting with this is 4 hours. Eric, I believe, said he was pushing 5. I'm getting about 5. Now, during my work day, I only have to charge it once from the time I get up to the time I come home. So that's about 10 hours. I only have to charge it once, and when I get home, it still has juice. Active use, it's only like 4 hours. But if you turn it on airplane mode and stuff like that, it lasts a long time.
Okay. So it's 5 hours of constant use.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Right. And that's because 7-inch, you can only fit so much of a battery in there.
Okay.
Kind of makes sense. And Tegra 2, more battery, you suckage, you know what I mean?
More suckage.
Now, here's the thing that blew my fragile Linux-loving Ohio Linux Fest, here I come, mind. Okay, first off, I'm a firm believer with my Droid X phone rooted, running non-Team Black Hat, Liberty, wireless tethered to my device. My download speeds are quicker on my device, where literally the wireless signal is going from the device to the Droid phone via Wi-Fi, out the Droid phone up 3G, yet it's going faster. My downloads are faster, and when I go to install an app, it's silly. It's quick. So quick, it's unbelievable. What I'm finding is most of my time waiting on like a browser page on my phone isn't bandwidth. It's the processor. I'm a firm believer now. Processor is more important than network bandwidth on portable devices.
That's a bold statement, sir.
Oh, I know.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Well, LTE and all this 4G stuff, it's good. Don't get me wrong. But if I had to only choose one, and trust me, I don't want both in a device because then I'll get 2 hours battery life. I have to go with the local processing power. Again and again and again. But now with Google Reader, bam, everything syncs up. The articles are always in line. So my feed reading now works much better.
Good stuff, Dor. Good device, too. It looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm taking it back. I bought it less than an hour and a half after I got it, rooted. That night, I hooked up with Eric because he bought his like 3 days earlier. I was like, oh, it's easy. Just go here, click here, and do that. Come on, man, it's easy. Just do it. Okay, I'm doing it. So I'm a fan. And the one gripe a lot of people have is the length of the cord that goes from here to USB into their charger, wall charger, or computer. They say it's way too short. It's way too short. It's way too short. I find it to be perfect length.
It's weird. I mean, people. There are some gripes about the silliest things. All right, let's go around again, empty the tank, guys, and then we'll do some emails and voicemails. Starting with Jose.
All right, yeah, this was my last one anyway. So I'm not a big gamer, everybody knows, and probably part of the reason is because I don't have a Tegra 2. But this one right here is called Kona's Crate, and it reminds me a lot of during the Commodore 64 days, this little game called Space Taxi. I don't know if any of you played it.
Space Taxi?
But yeah, it is just like the physics of it is so awesome. I mean, it's I got it free when it was on the Amazon App Store, but it's 99 cents, man. I highly recommend it to anybody. It's the best dollar you'll ever spend. It is just so fun and addictive. You know, you have little thrusters on this little platform, and when you touch, the left and right side of the screen, you cause the thrusters on that side to fire. So you have to keep that little box on top of it and deliver it over to the chief. It is just so amazingly addictive and fun and hair pulling at the same time.
That looks like what is it? Moonlander? What is it?
Yeah.
We went through this before.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
No,
Yeah.
no, was
Definitely not Moon
Moonlander.
Patrol. Not Moon Patrol.
Not Moon Patrol, no.
No, I know what you're talking about, Tim. So yeah, I think it was Moonlander. I remember playing that on a 64.
Yeah, man, that's fun stuff.
Wow, it looks great.
It is an awesome game.
Check it out.
That's fun stuff, man. I love that.
Neat.
But Moon Patrol was my favorite game when I was in junior high, man. It was like, I was addicted to that
Moon
game.
Patrol?
Yeah, Moon Patrol rocked. In the
Yeah.
arcade? It was Atari.
Yeah.
Atari made that game, didn't they?
No, I think it was
Midway? Bally Midway?
Yeah, Bally, yeah. I have it on my I have a what do you call it? The arcade emulator thingy, MAME.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have it on that. I play it on that.
Damn, I gotta get some meme stuff going. All right, that is an awesome game. Still like looking at it. Thank you, Jose.
Good find.
Next is I lost track. I think it's Timster. Yes, Timster.
Yes, sir. Dor, help me out here, man, because I really feel like a schmuck whenever I'm trying to think of the guy who contacted us in Google Plus that wanted to talk about Bluetooth tethering to his device so he can talk and listen to his stuff over speakers. I forget who it is. Do you remember his name, Dor? Remember we said we'd talk about it?
Was it Josh or?
No, it wasn't
I want to say
Josh. I don't think
Billy.
so.
I want to say Billy
Billy.
Rowe.
Okay. Well, I want to apologize for not being able to. I was frantically here looking through my Google Plus account, trying to find that. But I didn't want to forget about him because we did say we would comment on it. I'm not a fan of Bluetooth stuff. I guess mainly because I haven't really used Bluetooth stuff. But I will tell you something that I have used that has worked for me really well, and I've really had a lot of good use out of it. And basically what this does is an FM transmitter. And it only costs like $35. And it's a Soundfly SD WMA MP3 player car FM transmitter. Use an SD card and USB stick for your iPhone and your Zune, but this is what I do basically. So if I could just like switch to my video here for a second, I could kind of give you a look here at what this device looks like real time. Okay, so what I do is I mount my phone on my car dashboard, and I can use anything from, the GPS to the MP3, whatever you want to use. I plug my millimeter jack into the headset of my phone, and that comes through. This plugs into my I guess cigarette lighter, charger that you have on your car, and then with the LED screen, I can adjust to what channel I want this to transmit through my radio. So any sound that comes through my phone gets transmitted through my speakers in my car on that particular FM channel. Sounds pretty, basic for an FM transmitter, but the thing about it is, with this is, just say I'm GPS and I'm doing turn-by-turn directions and I'm listening to a podcast, okay? All that's coming through my stereo speakers. What happens if my phone rings and I have my phone is mounted on my dashboard? What are you going to do? Are you going to scramble to start unplugging all this stuff and grab your phone off the dash, and put it up to your ear? No, you just press answer, and the freaking this device. It's not this device. It's actually the noise cancellation built in to the Droid, to my phone, along with this device. Allows me to answer the call. Everything else gets dropped kind of under the radar sound wise, and I'm able to hold a conversation on the phone with all these apps going on in the background without being interrupted. So I have to say, this is what I use, and as an alternative to say like Bluetooth or something else of that nature, but it works well. And I do have to say that, well, if you have your phone plugged in trying to charge it directly, you do get a slight buzzing noise from I guess the interference static coming through the electronics of the car.
Right.
But that's the only complaint that I have. Everything else works wonderfully. I think it's a really good value. I've had this for 2 years. And it's worked well even with my original Droid. And I got it on Amazon. So go to Amazon.
podnutz.com/Amazon.
Yeah, podnutz.com/Amazon and search for FM transmitter, and you will see the Soundfly there. I recommend it. See, it's even got a freaking remote control, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's pretty neat. I mean, you're right. It's an alternative to Bluetooth.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Bluetooth.
I am.
I love Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Bluetooth. Yeah, so is Jose. Jose loves Bluetooth too. Right, Jose?
Except for keyboard.
No, you get Bluetooth working and it just rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't have a conversation with my, like for example with my girlfriend, 2-3 hours or whatever on the phone, And I hate the way when you have two headphones, in your ear, it just changes the sound of everything. So I love my Plantronics Bluetooth.
Yeah, I just use a $3 cable from my phone to my head, or a $3 cable from my phone to my car. stereo. I just don't want something else I have to charge again, or something else that will drive my battery then life down even further. I do plenty of that on my own.
Okay. That is cool though, Tim. It looks like a good device and it's got good
Teach his
reviews.
own.
It's solid.
Yeah, it is solid, man. Tell you,
Nice one.
I recommend it.
Soundfly. Check it out. It will be in the show notes as well. All right, Sean.
Okay, I'm all out of apps, but I was in the beginning of the show, I was saying how I'm a ROMaholic. Well, I just ROM my wife's R2D2, her Droid 2 R2D2 phone.
Yes.
It was a piece of junk before I ROMmed it. She had so many problems with it. The moto blur on it, it was just the clunkiest phone. And then I put, I think Fission, I think is the ROM that I put on there. Dora was nice enough a few weeks ago to send me a link for a bunch of, because I was kind of nervous because it was the R2D2. I knew it was a Droid 2, but I just wanted to make sure. He sent me a link for some ROMs. So I wanted something nice, vanilla, no moto blur, running great. Now myself, on the other hand, like I said last week, I ROM. Dude, it's getting crazy.
Well, tell us. We're here for you, Sean. We're here for you.
I do it all the time. It's like if one little thing bugs me, I have to, or if one little thing looks better in another one, I have to try it. And I have to say, the past week and a half, I've used 2 ROMs that were gingerbread, and they were Sense, I think, 3.0, and they were sweet. They were flashy. They had lots of. I liked the feel of gingerbread, or I would say I like the look of gingerbread. Like Timster said earlier, though, Froyo just really works on my phone. It flies on my phone, but compared to the gingerbread ROMs, it's not as flashy, and I have to impress myself. So. But basically, the past couple of days, I've been having a lot of issues where. Now, like I said, I work in a factory, so I don't get the greatest 3G service, but I usually get something. And the past couple of days, I'll like have it, and then as soon as I lose it, it'll never come back. So today I posted on Google Plus about it, and I think it was Josh that responded. And I could be wrong, but I think it was Josh that had said basically, try and go back to a stock firmware, which, I didn't have the Verizon stock, but I did have a Froyo ROM, and I put that on there, and it's the same ROM I've been running for probably the past 4 months until I started these other ones, and I've had absolutely no issues today since I went to it. Which is good, because I was a little nervous that I was having some sort of hardware issue,
Right.
which then that would mean I have to unroot and go back and then take it to the store and be like, I don't know what happened. So
what firmware did you go back to?
I went back to the incredibly re-engineered ROM. It's a Froyo ROM. It's Sense 2.0, and since I went back to that, it's been fine. But I will test the waters, because I'm sure tomorrow I'll go back to the gingerbread Sense 3.0 and just to confirm that that's the issue, because my phone, the original Incredible Red earpiece, it comes with Froyo. I think I've been hearing that possibly there's going to be a gingerbread release for it, but I mean, I'll never do over the air anyways. I like the ROM too much, so I don't know. I guess I'm happy that it's not a firmware, I think, but I'm disappointed because gingerbread, I mean, it is kind of cool. But like Timster said, it is, I did notice, I mean, just swiping from, homepage to homepage, it would, sometimes it would stutter a little bit. I would pretend I didn't notice it because it looked pretty. But Froyo just flies. Froyo flies.
Now being a ROMaholic and all, and with all these new ROMs coming out, is it going to make you just get a new phone because you have to have all these new gingerbread ROMs? Like, are you looking at a new phone or what?
Yeah, in like another year. Yeah, but and that was the other thing. I was like, if I went back to this ROM I've been running where I had absolutely no issues, and I did have issues, and where I can narrow it down to being firmware, I was actually kind of upset because, I mean, They don't carry this anymore. I love this phone. It's got a little trackball, and I mean, I guess most people would think, well, if it's a hardware issue and you can get a new phone, great. You get a new incredible or a Thunderbolt. I don't want one. I love this phone, so I'm hoping that it's that it was, you know, maybe either Sense 3.0 or Gingerbread.
Gotcha.
So
interesting.
But I'll keep going.
Yes, keep reporting back.
I'm a trooper.
Good. Nice one. All right. Then send off with Door.
Okay. The last two I just want to mention real quick. One is from Knucklehead Tech. I haven't had time to check it out, but I know him. I know his judgment. He said this app was kind of like Khan Academy, and in fact had some of that in this. It's called a Lecture Viewer. It's basically a viewer of lectures. If you really like enjoy hearing people discussing topics that are so you can learn, this to me seemed like almost the perfect blend of visual focused lectures and then audio focused lectures, to where you can just like never stop learning.
Just learn all the time. What we do.
I cannot thank Josh enough. I am going to check this out. I feel pretty convinced that there's nothing to worry about. It's going to be good.
Looks good.
And the next thing I want to mention about, it's called Nemesis Launcher. This is a home replacement screen. Nothing has truly drawn me away from Zeem Home Launcher, because it's light, flexible, scrollable little bottom bar. Slide screen was fun. You know, all these other things are fun. This one might do it. There's a couple reasons. On this one, when you add a folder, it isn't just a folder. It adds like a little window where down here you can see, when I stop hitting the button, I have a 2-block sector. And in the 2-block, I have one big icon and then little teeny icons over here.
Small.
Well, if I hold down the top, you can see a yellow grid going around my screen. That will tell me where I can drag it to. I like that. I can scale and resize the grid. It's hard to tell. There's little numbers above it, to where now if I go 4 wide, now it takes up the whole bottom of the screen. So on the fly, dynamically resizable folder widgets.
What's the name of that launcher again?
Nemesis.
Okay.
Nemus.
Gotcha.
And the other thing is, if you just tap on a folder itself with small icons, it blows up to your normal folder view where you can see the individual icons. Customizable, click the top. You can actually change the color and the title of it, and it's hard to tell. It does a lot of little things like that. At the very bottom, the bar on the bottom is scrollable, so you can go back and forth and you can go through different applications. I think that's cool. It's not quite as light as my Zeem, but I will say I kind of like it. I like the fact in the app drawer, when you scroll, it leaves what is highlighted as your most used apps. The things that are gray, you don't use as much.
Huh.
I find that interesting. Running, there's a little running icon down the bottom left, and it will give you a list of all of your actively running programs, not just running in the background, which I like. I want to know what's actively running. And there's a little manage app button right there. I'm really kind of liking this. I think I'm going to use it for at least a little while. See if it can make the grade. But so far, I'm definitely liking it.
So you're going to keep it for how long?
A couple days.
Okay. Good luck, Nemesis, whatever it's called.
Nemesis. Yes.
Awesome.
I like the fact that when you look in your app drawer, how it highlights the ones you use all the time, and then kind of light gray for the ones you don't. Because I know me personally, you know, I'll put apps on, and then I won't use them that much, and it kind of help you maybe figure out what you can thin out a little bit, maybe.
Exactly.
Yes,
That's
and
exactly what I was thinking too.
Right.
I like that
and
option.
I do have that problem. I will say I have the problem.
Yeah, I gave my phone a little cleanup the other day too, just going down the app list. That would make it much easier. Put less thought involved.
Hey, Steve, you're still running Froyo, you said?
Yeah. Well, yeah, actually I am.
Wow.
I'm on Fresh. Love it.
Well, Fresh has a gingerbread already.
I'm not touching this thing. I can't.
Oh, you're leaving it alone?
Yeah.
You know what? I had some advice for Sean, if I can give him real quick. I don't know if he's even seen it or tried it. There's an app called Boot Manager for Android, and it allows you to do pretty much the same thing as we do on our computers. To do multi booting systems. So you can leave your not stock, but your preferred ROM in place and try other ROMs and boot into them, just like if you were multi-booting. So
yeah, I saw that on Lifehacker, I think a couple weeks ago. I looked at it. I may check that out. From what I heard, it's a little slow.
Yes, it is.
And I have the clockwork. I mean, I don't even have to look at it. I know how much to roll my finger down, click. I mean, it's just like second nature now, and I always image everything just like you would image your computer with like a Cronus or something. I mean, I get everything set up and I image it. So, I mean, I have multiple ROMs, but I have looked into possibly doing that. I am going to try it eventually.
I went through what you're going through, when I just got I used to do it, since I think I told you guys way back in episode 17 or whatever. I used to do, ROMing and all that since the Windows Mobile days. I think I started with Windows Mobile 5. And, but it's gotten so much better with Android. I mean, and people ask me, how can you do that all the time? How can you, just start over every day or every, whatever, a couple of days? And it's just it's easy, it's fun, it's easy, and you can always go back to your preferred one with all your apps and everything in 15 minutes. So,
yeah, it's fun. I
cool.
mean, people ask me that at work. They'll see it up because I always have it on charge. I have a little dock station I've made for myself. And they're like, what are you doing? What are you looking at? Because I'm always waiting for it to boot in. And I'm like, it's I guess we have a problem. I have a problem. And I had to say this, I mean, this is an Android show. I mean, as far as Apple gets a hard rap and everything, and I don't have any desire for the iPhone other than the piece of junk I use for an iPod. But I mean, that's what I love about Android. It's so customizable and it's so easy. I mean, when I had an iPod, my iPod Touch, I would have to just do so much to do the littlest thing. I mean, that's why I say Apple sucks and Android's cool. Because it's so easy. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, well, you're, when you do that many ROMs, you really get to experience the whole gamut of what's out there. So you would know.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Anything else?
I wanted to show you guys while you're going off. I want to show you this boot animation. Let's go ahead and it's pretty awesome.
All right.
I wish I could run that boot manager, but I can't.
You sure that I'm going to start reading some emails, okay, Jose?
Go for it.
This is from Dennis. Dennis says, guys, love the show, AAA. Every show so far from the beginning, I find an interesting app to download! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! Can you give me advice on how to root my Fascinate? I've tried the Z4, but it keeps freezing during root. Thanks, guys. What do you say, fellas?
Z4.
He said Fascinate?
Yes.
Yeah, give me a couple of seconds here. I need a little... because here's one of the things. Maneuvering through XDA forums, to be honest, takes practice.
Yes.
Now, thanks to Eric and a couple other people, I now actually understand the layout and how it is and what it looks like and how it works. Before, I had no idea. I just did a search. I hit a page and I thought, this is kind of confusing. But here's one of the gimmicks. I just type in XDA space Dell. A couple links down, you see a link to forum.xda-developers.com/wiki index, yada, yada, whatever. Right there, I go on the right side, I click Dell, manufacturer. Now I have a listing of all the manufacturers. He said Samsung, I go there, Samsung phones. There's 6 phones. He said, "What kind of phone?"
Why did you type Dell though?
Because this is the only way I know how to find it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because I don't understand how XDA is laid out because it's too deep, too complex.
Gotcha.
Did you say Captivate?
Fascinate.
They don't even have Fascinate listed, so it must come under a alternate name. It's the only thing I can think of.
Is it the same as the Galaxy, the Fascinate?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's the same.
It is the same?
It is?
Mhm.
Okay, well, Galaxy S. I'm going to take for granted Galaxy S. And then we go Galaxy 4G, ROMs. Oh, my Lord, there's too many of these things. We need an exact make.
Galaxy S, Lisa M. McNeil says in the chat.
There's like 15 Galaxy S's.
Well, this might be a job for Google Plus, hitting door up on Google Plus or for Podnutz forums, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's too many.
But I guess the good suggestion is to navigate. Well, you know, you gave some advice. Navigate through XDA developer forums. We got to get Eric on the show. He's teaching you some things, Dor. Jeez, I'm not Eric. Yeah, Eric Salce. Eric Salce.
Good, very good guy.
Yeah, he's always got a good post going.
Really?
The Fascinate is on there.
It is.
It is. Yeah, when you go into the forums.
Yeah, the thing I don't like about going through the forums, you have no idea date. You don't have just a complete list of ROMs, version numbers, and dates. The way I was going in, you just see ROMs, version number, and dates. So you can easily see what's the newest, what's the oldest. This one's not being developed anymore. That one is. In the forums, you just see what someone last commented on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
always
tough.
go under Android development though for whatever phone I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's just tough when someone sends us an email regarding their particular device because each one has its own sort of methods. So more research is needed.
Yeah.
Well, let me give you an example on the Epic 4G here. It is like so far from what I've experienced on the Evo, this is very different because it's like they have ROMs that are specifically made for. Like if you do a gingerbread ROM, you have to flash a gingerbread modem first, which is the radio on the Evo. And then now they have some ROMs that are only ext4 compatible and some that are RFS compatible, which is their 2 different file systems. And if you flash one, you know, like say an ext4 ROM and your file system is RFS, that's it, you're done. You're gonna have to RBF or what do you call it, Dor?
SBF. Yes.
You're going to have to SBF back with Odin on these particular phones.
God, I hope you don't have the RMA.
No. It's that other thing that you said.
All right, let's go through the rest of the emails here. This one's from Dan. He says, "Hey, Dor, just wanted to let you know over at XDA forums they have root for the 2.33 phones now. I just used the method and it worked. I unfortunately updated my phone to GB like a dummy, and I have to wait for this. LOL." I know you help a lot of people out from listening to Android App Addicts, so I figured I'd let you know. Here is a link, and it is forum.xda-developers.com, showthread.php, T equals 1218141. It's going in the show notes, which I am doing on the fly. Thank you very much, Dan. Any comment on that?
Yeah, I mean, the best thing I can say is research. The versions of Android are always different. And I gotta say, when you decide to go in, first research what you can do to roll back, what you can do to bring it back to factory default, because more than likely, your first go around, you're going to need it.
Good advice.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, if you take an OTA that you don't like, hey, there's always a way to roll back. But like Dor says, research.
Yes. All right. Sorry, I was just doing the show notes.
That's all right.
All right. Sorry. Here we go. This one's from Tyson. He says, "Please save me some time and twell me the best podcast app for Android. Love the show. Buy Google Listen, don't do video. Any suggestions?" I'm trying to figure out what that means.
Did he say the best podcast?
Podcatcher, I'm sure.
He wants a podcast app for Android, yeah.
Oh,
If you did say podcast, what would you tell him, Tim?
Um,
All about Android on the Twit Network?
Yeah.
You know, I listened to that show for the first time since I listened to the first pilot today, in fact, just for a couple minutes. And they talked about how Google bought Motorola Mobile. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So the best podcast app for Android, what do you guys think?
I use
Podcatcher.
Podtrapper.
Podtrapper, says Sean. Jose?
Dogcatcher.
Dogcatcher, Tim?
Dogcatcher.
Dogcatcher, Door?
My only gripe with Dogcatcher, I see no easy way to export your feed. So hypothetically, tomorrow I decide I don't want to use Android anymore. I want to use WebOS phone. How can I get my podcast feeds out of Dogcatcher, I ask you? If there's a way, and I don't know it, please tell me, because I'm going to stop suggesting Dogcatcher.
Well, then what's your answer?
I don't know. Beyond Pod. What did Sean say? I'll go with Sean.
Podtrapper.
Yeah, that one.
It's a tie.
Okay, yeah, it's a tie. Dennis says, "Hey guys, love the show. Just finished every one. LOL, and good thing too. I would download at least 3 apps every episode. Anyway, I'd like some help with routing my Verizon sanding fast. He must have used Google Talk. It's a Samsung Fascinate, right? Is it Samsung? Who makes the Fascinate?
Yes.
Yeah, not
all the i8s are made by Samsung.
i8s. The Fascinate L500. I think that's what he said. This is previous. Before he just said, "How do I route my Fascinate?" This time he gives it the number. It's L500. Any advice? So, yes, Dennis. Thanks for asking twice before we even had a chance to answer you. Check out the XDA developers forums.
What was that number?
It's either an L or an I500. Any device or any advice for his device?
SCHI 500. It looks like
Okay.
Not a lot. There's only, it looks like 5 of them. This is not a popular phone. Black Hole has not been made since November 2010. AOSP Magic, which that means something in the Android world. In my eyes, it means good stuff. Last developed April 2010. Super clean to Bing, because it comes with Bing on it by default. Dear God help me. That was last developed October 2010. Super dark, last developed November 2010. ZINC, last developed November 2010. This is not a popular ROMing device, which to me means more detail is needed. It also, there's a IRC channel listed on the page I put in Podnutz chat. Forums, XDA developers, wiki, index, title, Samsung Galaxy S, SCHL 500.
I'm just going to put that link in.
Okay. There's a link to an IRC chat. To be honest, go there, and if there's anyone there, that means they are actively having the phone, rooting the phone, ROMing the phone. There's nothing like getting your hand held. That's all I got to say. Well, there's something like it.
I'd like to say, you threw me off with that, Thor. But actually, no, I'd like to say, even though they are older and they haven't been developed since then, I still wouldn't be discouraged. See, I'm the little bad one on your shoulder, saying I would still look into it, because I've used some ROMs that hadn't been developed since probably last September, but it's like I think it's, in my opinion, like we've all said before, everyone has their own needs. So if it's been developed to that point and it works for you, I mean, give it a shot. You can always go back if you don't like it. That's how I always look at it. I mean, obviously, I do look at the release dates and versions, but I don't let that discourage me. I usually, because I know from mine personally, usually a lot of them will say what's working, what's not. If Bluetooth, camera, and video don't work, I'm not trying it. If those work, I'll give it a shot.
Such a method to the madness. That's good. No, it's good advice. All right. Thank you guys all for answering the emails. Thank you for sending the emails, those of you who did. If you want to send us a voicemail, call 707-6-PODNUT. You will go right to the Google voicemail, and you can leave a voicemail there. If you want to send us an email us at mail@podnutz.com. Okay, Sean, what was the name of that podcatcher? Pod Strapper?
Pod Trapper.
Pod Trapper. Okay. I'm just trying to write.
That's a different show.
Okay. All right, let's go around. Tell us, guys, where people could find you. Any last comments, starting with Dor?
If you want to be able to play on your computer in a completely safe environment and do everything that you're accustomed to doing, you need to go to linuxfortherestofus.com and learn. And if you have any complaints at all with the product, I will do everything in my power to make sure you are satisfied. Also, I'm going to do the app rundown. Just Pictures, Firefox, Call Filter, S.O.S. by American Red Cross. Analytics Trial with an X at the end of analytics. Text free, Google Reader, Kona's Crate, Lecture Viewer, and Nemesis Launcher.
Awesome. Thank you, Dor.
No problem.
Go buy, what Dor was trying to say is go buy his videos. Just go, if you want to support Dor and you want to learn Linux, go to linuxfortherestofus.com, buy the videos. They're awesome. If you haven't got them yet, you're nuts. Just go get them. All right, Timster.
I would definitely agree with you about getting Dor's videos. Very informative, Dor. Good job.
Thanks, sir.
Look, hey, there's one thing that I need to mention real quick that Gingerbread does better than Froyo on my phone. That is take videos, man. I have a problem with Froyo on my phone taking HD videos, stuttering problems, and actually recording corruption to where it doesn't play back on my computer. Big problems with that. Gingerbread seems to clear that up. So back and forth like a tennis match. We'll see what happens. Tim'sComputerFix.com is my website. You can email me at timster@podnutz.com, on Twitter at timster_.
Very good. Thank you, Tim. Sean.
Okay, at SJGeek89. I've kind of slowed down there. I'm more on Google Plus, so you can hit me up there. SJGeek89@gmail.com. I'd just like to say thanks again for having me. Apologize if people are getting sick of my mug here, but I have a good time every week. So
Nobody is getting sick of you. Trust me. And thank you for coming on and bringing the content.
All
Hey,
right.
what kind of Android show would this be without a Ramaholic on?
Well, yeah,
see?
we didn't have Eric on. Dear God.
I know.
The fabric of time and space is now ruined.
I know. How did you guys do it? How did you cope, Sean?
It wasn't easy. I drank a lot. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh man. What?
But Jose filled his shoes quite well. It was nice being on the show with Jose.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Jose rocks every time he comes on. He brings some awesome
Yep.
stuff. Jose,
Wow.
where can people find you, and any last comments you would have?
I don't have any. Oh, I have one last comment for you. I know that you've been looking for a bigger phone still, and if I were you, just wait a little bit, because I think that the Galaxy S2, which is coming to the US, is going to have a 4.5-inch screen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah,
And then
and then
there's
I
another
believe the
phone-
Nexus Prime is going to have a 4.65-inch screen.
Ooh, that's
That's
the
even
wheelhouse. That's my wheelhouse. See, the Photon is sitting there enticing me, but I have it. I could hold off. I could do it.
Hold it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And
and
there
other
is
than
a phone
that,
that's gonna be
I'm not very
5.2.
active anywhere. Go ahead, Thor.
There's a phone that's going to be 5.2 inches.
Good.
That might be.
And
a
then
little
it's going to
big,
be
but-
one that's going to be 6.5.
Oh my God.
And then we bridge the gap between tablets and phones.
And I have one that's 7-inch right here.
No.
No.
Tell me when you are going to sell that. I might buy that off you.
I'm gonna sell it right now. If I haven't put it up yet, but I'm gonna sell it.
All right.
I'm hoping. I don't know. Maybe I'll tell you on private how much I want for it.
All right. Well,
But anyways, I'm not very active anywhere, right now. But I'm on Twitter at Computer Doctor with a Q, and then my website computerdoctor.com, and I'm also on Google Plus. And thanks for the invite, Dor. What is he talking about?
He was no,
Sorry,
no.
I was on my 7-inch phone. Sorry about that.
He's
No,
talking,
Oh, okay.
he's talking into his tablet.
That's
Oh man.
That's
that's
awesome.
so Steve Cherubino.
I
love
would
that.
do that. Hey,
I know.
when the Galaxy Tab came out, if it had phone capabilities, I would have traded my phone in and used it.
That's
Well,
silly.
You're like this, Steve. I put this in my car mount in my car.
Nice, super
Where'd you-
awesome.
How
Is
did
it
it fit?
is it a Bracketron?
No, I have a adjustable one where the two arms adjust out and then the top comes up, and I literally have to have it almost wedged in the bottom part, and the top part has like a retractable arm where you push it and it pops up, and when I put it in, it closes like a quarter. It closes like a quarter of what it should close. So it's literally sitting there like this, like
That's great.
holding it up there.
That's awesome. Oh, all right. Well, we're going to end off the show for tonight. So thanks everybody who came on the show and brought the goods. Thanks everybody who came by and watched us live streaming. If you want to do that, you just go to justin.tv/podnutz. You can watch us live. Very soon to be back on the Roku box with video and any other media outlet we could be on. We're going to try to get there. Thanks everybody also who downloaded the show and is listening to it, and however you were doing that as well. That's going to be it for Android App Addicts for this week. We'll see you guys next time.